So today's going to be a little bit of a longer video. Now, this video is an open letter to my 14-year-old self. I'm not trying to send this back in time somehow for my 14-year-old self to see this, but this is more of a confessionary. Or it could be something for younger viewers to try to see if they're blundering, like right now, if they're making any mistakes. Let's go back to the land of 2010. In 2010, I turned 14, and this was about my 8th grade year. The first major thing that I want to address is my nice guyism. For those who don't know what this is the belief that, well gee, only girls go after the douchebags. They never give the nice guys a chance. The more extreme versions of the nice guy, hey, you want to go out with me? No! Well, you're a bitch anyway. Only girls go for douchebags. They never give the nice guy a chance. Why don't you just go fuck off? Now, I wasn't the more extreme nice guy. I was one of the milder nice guys. I just thought, well, I don't have a girlfriend. Girls have never approached me, therefore I'm a nice guy, and girls only go for the douchebags. This is not true. Basically what I did all throughout middle school, all throughout, well, most of high school, I just sat back and I never want to take risks. And that's kind of bad for teenagers. With some things, yeah, you don't want to take risks, like sex and drugs. But for the lighter stuff, like going to ask girls out, you need to take risks. I didn't take risks. I just thought at some point some girl is going to be attracted to me and they're going to come up and ask me out. I won't have to do any work and it'll just blossom into a relationship. That's not how it happens. That is how I got my first girlfriend, but I wasn't satisfied with my first girlfriend. Our relationship, it lasted about 3 days, and that's because she was crazy. And remember, kids, you never want to stick your dick in crazy. The other thing that I hate about my 14-year-old self was that I discovered older music. And I really liked older music. Like, I liked Iron Maiden, I liked Poison, I liked stuff from the 90s, the 80s, a little bit of the 70s and 60s. And I thought, wow, all this stuff is great compared to the music of today. So I would take the liberty of going onto YouTube, onto these videos, and typing, I'm 14 and I love this kind of music. The music of today's generation sucks. One, you're an idiot. The older generation doesn't want to know how old you are and what music you like. That's great that you like older music, but it just doesn't matter. The other thing is that if you think today's music sucks just altogether, you haven't done a lot of searching. Basically what you're doing is you're looking at pop music specifically and you're saying that's all the music that's out there today, and I don't agree with it. Or it could be any other music genre. But the truth is, you need to go out there and just keep searching for music that's come out recently. You'll discover good music. It's not the reason why we have moved from music from the 80s to music of today is because that stuff got old. that stuff just, it didn't hit people's taste buds. And so we evolved from that music to what we have today. The last thing that I want to address today is my developing individualism, which, that's great and all. I still believe in individualism completely, but what I lacked whenever I was 14 was self-awareness. Before I was 14, I was 13. That's obvious. Whenever I was 13, I'd hate to use this term, but I was a conformist. I wanted to be in the crowd. I wanted to just fit in and be alright with everybody, blend into the crowd. You know, that might be great in some instances. I'm firmly against conformity, and I've been that way since I was 14. I went back to school my 8th grade year and decided I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to do whatever. I'm going to do myself. I'm going to do everything for myself, not for anybody else. That's great. But the execution was poor. I was a furry whenever I was 14. And that meant I would try to portray my persona in real life and not just exclusively on the internet, which is how it should be. I began wearing tails, and I began making my own tails from book sleeves on the last day of school. And I look back and I think, I am stupid. That's not going to get me anywhere. You need to have self-awareness. Just whenever you do something, you need to step back and think, okay, do I look like a healthy, well-adjusted, functioning member of society? Or you could look at yourself like you're looking back at something. You know, like, you need to look at things in retrospect, in hindsight, in the current moment. And if you don't like what you see, if you don't think you would like what you're doing currently in the future, then try to refrain from doing it, because you'd be saving yourself from future cringe. The moments you lay awake at night, and then just a random memory comes back. Hey, remember that time you went up on stage in front of everybody in a red spandex suit and called yourself a color of the rainbow? Yeah, I actually did that. And with that moment, I just look back and I cringe. I should have had more self-awareness. You have to have more self-awareness. You can be individualistic, you can be conformist. But as long as you have a nice amount of self-awareness, then you will be fine. And that is all for today. That's all I have to say to my 14-year-old self. The Unpolitical Party, signing off.